Okay. Thank you, Kevin, for coming or letting me come and present to you today. I wanted to make sure that I made our time valuable, so I'll be doing a whiteboard session today. What we're here to talk about today are your core challenges. Our customers tell us many of their challenges, and we can probably bring it down to just a few core challenges on their tape backup process. What I'd like to do today to simplify that is to consolidate all those core challenges, and personify it into a person named Bob. Now, you may know Bob in your organization, or you may even be Bob yourself. Bob is part of a very important part of the strategic backup process. A lot of Bob's colleagues work on moving the strategy forward within their organization. Bob actually has a unique job in that he works with the more historical data, the backup data. So in Bob's world, he actually has to worry about the future of his organization and keeping the process and the revenue moving forward, as well as having the backup, or the past, as well. So essentially, Bob has a foot in the future, and Bob has a foot in the past. I just lost it. Bob's job is driven by many different things. Most of them are unforeseen events. These unforeseen events are what prevents the company from moving forward and requires Bob to take time and resources and even loss of productivity to regain the momentum. Let me give you one example of one of the core challenges we've heard on backup processes. One of them would be, say the unforeseen event is a electrical surge or electrical outage in his data center. It wreaks havoc on his data center for a few days. The company is running behind because they don't have the ability to access the data that they need to keep moving forward. So what that means is, as we're moving forward, he's actually having to take the resources and the loss of productivity and the loss of revenue is what that means to his company, to go back and find the data, or to retrieve the data that's already been lost during the backup or during the storm. Another example would be Bob wakes up. He's had a nice night of sleep. However, he arrives in the office the next morning to find that one of the tape containers is missing. Bob's job at that point during the day, ruins his morning, is to find what is the risk, what has been exposed, what personal information, what company data is missing. What this means to Bob's organization is fines, even prosecution, even jail time. And one last example, which I'm sure as a backup representative, you're having to deal with an auditor or an attorney going through an e-discovery process that needs specific information. So as the attorney and auditor come, they're asking for specific information. Bob has to go back and find the tapes that information is on. It could be on one tape, it could be on multiple tapes. So this means that Bob's plan of being able to move the company forward has been halted because he needs to use his time and resources to find that information. This means valuable time lost. So at this point, you can actually see we're wanting to move forward, or Bob, you're wanting to move forward, however, you're still having to work out of the past. What I'd like to show you is that Iron Mountain can help that process, alleviate some of the stress, alleviate the risk that you have. As far as when your data center does have an electrical outage, your responsibility is to get it back up and running as soon as possible. If you have a trusted partner that can access the backup information for you and will be here, then this is going to alleviate. This time it's going to get your employees back up and running to access the data as quick as possible. With inadvertent disclosure, you're not having to worry about where the information is. You're not having to worry about the risks. Your time will be spent keeping the business moving forward, because Iron Mountain has the industry standard for chain of custody, security behind the transportation and retrieval of your backup tapes. And then we come to the most important thing, which is your time. Your time is what's most valuable. Besides your information, your time is what's most valuable. When that auditor or that attorney comes to you and asks you to find that information, you're able to find it because we've come up with a comprehensive solution to provide that information back to you for restoration, migration. There's many other solutions inside of that. But what I want to point out here is that you're coming to one vendor for all these different solutions. So what you'll see here is that the revenue has not been lost because you've partnered with the right partner, and your time has not been lost. At this point, I'd like to talk about a few customers or companies that we've actually seen have trouble with this. Let me ask you a question. What do a university, a hospital, and a bank all have in common? They've all recently incurred a security breach and a data breach, which incurred financial loss, loss of customer confidence, as well as a delay in being able to move forward. As far as the university, this is a school district in Texas that affected 24,000 students with their social security numbers being inadvertently disclosed due to a backup process that they had in place. What this meant to them financially was $1.5 million. As far as the hospital system, this is a New York, right outside New York, hospital system that lost a tape container. What this meant to this hospital was that 1.7 million of their patients had to be contacted to let them know that the personal and private information had been disclosed. The cost for this was $105 million. That's a big number. Those are both huge numbers. But for the bank, we've saved the best for the last. Best of the worst. For the bank, it's another New York bank. Incurred a loss of one tape. Personal and private information were out to the public. This meant that 2.7 million of their customers' information, private information, was out in the public. What this cost, the cost to the bank was $750 million. Those are staggering figures. Those could cripple an organization, if not put it out of business. This is not. Iron Mountain is here to prevent that. Iron Mountain is here to help you. What we're here to help is to save you the revenue lost, keep you in compliance for your organization, and also give you your time back. We've got your time and your revenue because you're not having to worry about all the processes that we've discussed. And Iron Mountain will be here to help you in the future as well. So, any questions at this point?